The Century Division winning Cleveland Browns had a 10-win and 4-loss record, while the Capital Division winning Dallas Cowboys had a 12-win and 2-loss record, yet this 1968 Eastern Conference Championship game was played in Cleveland. Dallas even defeated Cleveland 28-7 in their only 1968 regular season meeting, but due to the predetermined playoff site rotation system that existed prior to 1975, the Browns hosted this game. The Cowboys' running game was shut down, as they rushed 30 times for only 86 yards. That said, the Cowboys didn't have success early in the game passing either. The Browns led the NFL with 32 interceptions. Here, free agent Mike Howell picked off Don Meredith and ran it back 20 yards. Gary Collins hauled in this pass. He had missed 9 games with a shoulder injury in 1968. Offensive end Paul Warfield had the greatest season of his Hall of Fame career. He set career highs in receptions with 50, yards with 1,067, and touchdowns with 12. The Cowboys were actually favored to win this game by 3 points according to Las Vegas odds makers. Don Cockcroft got the Browns on the board with this 38-yard field goal. The next time Cleveland had the ball, quarterback Bill Nelson connected with the 6'5", 215-pound Gary Collins again. On the next play, the Cowboys blitzed Leroy Jordan and Chuck Howley. It was Howley, one of the fastest linebackers in the league, who scooped up the football and ran 44 yards to pay dirt. This replay shows that Nelson's fake pump cost the Browns 7 points. Howley really unloaded on Nelson. Check out the outfield dimensions for baseball games at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. No cheap home runs being hit in that area. Chuck Howley's last NFL game played was 1973. He made first-team All-Pro 5 straight seasons, yet it took the Hall of Fame voters until 2023 to induct him. When the Cowboys' offense took over, it sputtered. Number 46, Craig Bainham, ran 10 times for only 7 yards on the day. Cleveland's defensive secondary was up to the task as well. They covered potential receivers long enough for number 81 Jack Gregory to sack Don Meredith. Second-year middle linebacker number 56 Bob Matheson blitzed and pressured Meredith to make a pass to nowhere land. On the flip side, the Browns' offense wasn't doing much better. Bill Nelson led the NFL with the lowest sack percentage, and he finished in 3rd place in the NFL MVP vote. Number 20, Mel Renfro again came up with a big play. Renfro played with the Cowboys from 1964 through 1977 and was a second-round draft pick from the University of Oregon by the Cowboys, as well as the 10th-round selection by the Raiders in the AFL. In 1962, he was a consensus All-American as a halfback and averaged 5.7 yards per carry and 15.7 yards per catch over 3 seasons in that capacity. He also completed 14 of 31 passes for 267 yards, which is an incredible 19.1 yards per completion. Renfro was an incredible athlete, as he also made the 1962 track and field All-American team in the high hurdles and broad jump. He was a member of the world record-setting 440-yard relay team. In his rookie year, he led the NFL in punt return yardage as well as kickoff return yardage. He intercepted 7 passes for 101 return yards and scored 2 touchdowns in a remarkable all-around rookie season. He made the Pro Bowl each of his first 10 seasons, yet it took Hall of Fame voters until 1996 to induct him. Standout defensive tackle Bob Lilly tipped this Nelson pass that was hauled in by linebacker Dave Edwards. Dallas had the ball at the Cleveland 33-yard line. This well-executed draw play resulted in the longest run on the day for Dallas. Don Perkins picked up 15 of his 51 rushing yards on the day. Nelson sported the second lowest interception percentage in the NFL. Only 3.4% of his passes were picked off, but he was fortunate that this high pop fly didn't land into the arms of the enemy. Al Warfield didn't just have great speed. His superior moves netted the Browns an additional 9 yards on this play. Nelson kept airing it out, this time to tight end Milt Morin, who had the best year of his 10-year career. His 18.4 yards per catch was superior for a tight end, and he made the Pro Bowl team. Why not keep a good thing going? Nelson continued to receive terrific pass protection and hit Leroy Kelly all by himself for a 45-yard score. The Browns flooded the right side of the field with receivers, and the weak side linebackers should have picked up Kelly. But Kelly waited patiently for Nelson's floater to land safely and strolled into the end zone. On the first play of the second half, Don Meredith fired indiscriminately, and linebacker Dale Lindsey performed a brief juggling act, then tore down the sideline and swung the game's momentum swiftly into Cleveland's favor. Tragedy struck again for Don Meredith when Lance Rensel's normally sure hands betrayed him, and Ben Davis gladly accepted the gift. Here's the Browns' sweep play. It's lightning quick, and it was highly effective here. Key blocks were by right tackle number 73 Monty Clark on cornerback Cornell Green and number 54 center Fred Hoagland. '68 was a great year for Leroy Kelly because he was the NFL rushing yardage champion for the second time in as many years. He is the fourth runner to hold that distinction, and in both years he ran for over 1,200 yards, which was a healthy number back then. He finished second in the MVP vote, made first-team All-Pro for the third straight season, and led the NFL for the third straight season in rushing touchdowns with 16. He had 20 total touchdowns, which also led the NFL. From 1966 through 1968, he scored 49 touchdowns and had a 5.18 yards per carry. This game was the last regular season game played by Don Meredith. He played in the Pro Bowl game after the 1968 playoffs concluded, then retired the following summer during training camp. He made the Pro Bowl squad in each of his final 3 seasons. Meredith was 3 of 9 with 3 interceptions and 1 sack when Tom Landry pulled him from the game in favor of Craig Morton, and the results were immediately discernible. He hit Lance Rensel for 14 yards, then connected again on a much longer 48-yard gain. Linebacker Jim Houston, number 82, came up with a couple of quality plays. He was playing in his 9th season with the Browns and ended up spending 13 seasons with them while making 4 Pro Bowl teams. He had 16 sacks in his first 3 years at defensive end before he switched to linebacker. At 6'3" and 240 pounds, he was probably the largest outside linebacker in pro football. Morton really displayed true grit on this play. With 270-pound Jim Kanicki on his back, he summoned the wherewithal to unload this pass to tight end Pettis Norman. This play set up a 47-yard field goal attempt by Mike Clark, who changed the scoreboard to read Cleveland 24, Dallas 13. The next time the Cowboys had the ball, Don Perkins blasted for 7 yards. Like Don Meredith, this too was Perkins' last regular season game, and he too made the Pro Bowl team in each of his last 3 NFL seasons. This is the play that sealed the win for the Browns. Erich Barnes intercepted the 4th pass by the Browns on the day. Barnes made his 6th and final Pro Bowl for the 1968 season. Leroy Kelly picked up 18 of his 87 rushing yards on the day. Ernie Green took this handoff for the last touchdown of his NFL career. He played fullback in 1966 and 1967 when he made the Pro Bowl squad for those seasons. He overcame a knee injury during a preseason game in Los Angeles to start 7 regular season games in 1968. The Cowboys scored a meaningless touchdown when Walt Garrison caught a 2-yard pass from Craig Morton in the final seconds of the game. The Browns and their fans celebrated because the Browns would face the Baltimore Colts the following week for the NFL title. The Colts had won 15 games, lost only once in 1968, and ended up destroying the Browns 34-0 in the NFL championship game. The next year, the Browns also were manhandled in the NFL championship game when they lost to the Vikings 27-7.